Oh, John, give me a soft word.
Abby, I may think of you softly from time to time, but I will cut off my hand before I reach for you again. We never touched.
Hi. But we did.
When one young girl's love is rejected.
I know you, John Proctor. You love me. Whatever sin it is, you love me yet.
Her passion turns to destruction.
I have a warrant for your wife.
For what crime?
Who charged her? Well, Abigail Williams charged her.
Abigail wants me dead, John. You know it.
I'll not give my wife to vengeance!
The Crucible, based on Arthur Miller's timeless play that puts truth on trial, is directed by Nicholas Heitner from The Madness of King George and stars Daniel Day-Lewis, Winona Ryder, Paul Scofield, Joan Allen, and Bruce Davison.
The sad truth about this story is that it will always be topical.
Inspired by incidents in the 50s, screenwriter Arthur Miller's idea for his original play, The Crucible, actually arose from real events in Salem some 400 years ago.
I did some research in their courthouse because the dialogue is in the court record, unbelievably enough.
Bringing The Crucible to the screen was a 40-year labor of love and gave Miller opportunities not available when writing for the stage.
I often thought of it, what a great movie would make to start this thing off with these crazy girls running out of town in the middle of the night, to have a crazy seance in the middle of the woods with Tituba, the black slave.
That's so alarming to the rest of the community that it's identified as witchcraft.
Is this your mischief, huh?
We were dancing in the woods. My uncle leaped in on us.
You'll be clapped in the stocks before you're 20.
In the beginning, she thought it was all kind of a joke. But then people began to believe it, and she couldn't back off.
Someone called the devil in that forest.
She made me do it. She made Betty do it.
Hang on.
Winona Ryder plays the pivotal part of the troubled young Abigail who set the historic events in motion.
I did dance for the devil.
I've heard her called the villain of the play or movie, and I've heard her be called the victim.
If you cry witch against my wife, it will be the end of you. I will not have her condemned.
I am but God's finger, John. If he would condemn Elizabeth, she would be condemned.
In her mind, which was, I think, going crazy at that time, I think everything she did was completely justified, and she was trying to get him back.
Before the story even starts, Abigail has committed a hanging offense.
Academy Award winner Daniel Day-Lewis carries the double guilt of having seduced a young girl and cheated on his wife.
What he suffers from is having caused pain to the person that he most loves.
She thinks to dance with me on my wife's grave, and well, she might. God help me, I lost it.
Abigail is really stirring things up and falsely accuses me of being a witch. So I think with a motive to maybe capture my husband, win his affections back, and I get carted off to jail along with several other people who are falling victim to this horrendous thing that's happening to this town.
You'll not say that!
They feared that the devil had come among them, but the devil could take any shape.
It's on the beam, beneath the rafter. It's a black art to change your shape.
Judge Danforth bursts into town to roust the devil himself.
The devil shall not rule over one single inch of Massachusetts.
Paul Scofield is probably the greatest actor in the English language. As soon as he appears on screen, you know that here is the authority of the state, and it hangs so lightly on him.
Is it possible the spirits you have seen may be illusion only? Some sort of...
This is a base question.
I only ask you to consider.
What shall I consider? Have I seen my blood running out of my flesh, or have I not?
In a short period of time, that girl was swinging the whole town around her head. She was the holy girl. She was confronting the devil in person.
It's a page-turner story here, and it stands on its own. The scenes, the moments between the characters.
The film was shot on an uninhabited island just a few miles from the true site of Salem.
The second we saw it, we said this had to be it. And then the problem was finding ways to make it work, since there was no power, no water, no accessibility.
It was up to production designer Lily Kilver to recreate the Puritan town.
We built most of the sets on the mainland and brought them over in pieces and set them up. And what's extraordinary is that all of this had to be done in 8 weeks.
It's totally authentic, down to the last prop, down to the chickens, period chickens.
The Crucible. For some, a universal statement about atrocities like the McCarthy blacklist. To others, a more personal meaning.
When I was writing The Crucible, I was writing it because I was being surrounded by a feverish flood of accusations.
I think that the idea of whipping up mass hysteria against a scapegoat is all over the place today.
What it addresses is something which is destructive and disastrous about the way we behave when we get into groups.
The extent that they might even believe what they were saying. I mean, self-preservation is a powerful motivator, isn't it?
Definitely one of the most complex roles I think ever written for certainly a woman.
People sacrifice themselves rather than lie, tell a public lie.
And that's what really cut through me, I think. The idea of that one's name can cease to belong to one. That it's taken away from you, sullied in some way.
You will give me your honest confession.
I have given you my soul. Leave me my name!
The Crucible.